Hi, I'm Bob Weir with another interview of People in the News in North Texas. My guest today is Ryan Williams, who is running for Denton County Commissioner Precinct 1 in the Republican primary on March 3rd. Thanks for being here, Ryan. If you would please begin by telling our viewers something about your background.
Yeah, first off, I want to thank the Weirs for allowing me to come in their home today and have this wonderful opportunity to speak. My background is I'm a businessman. I'm not a politician. I started working for my father in 1997 as a sales rep in the medical industry. We distributed products. And from there, I grew into being a sales manager. And then when I saw an opportunity, I got into the services industry. And I did that for about 20 years, sold my organization approximately 2 years ago. God blessed me and my family with financial stability, and bought a ranch up in Sanger and retired. Didn't take long for me to realize, watching Trump, watching and being inspired by someone like himself, that I had a lot of years left in me, a lot of energy left in me to put those efforts towards something else. And I also have 18 years of non-paid law enforcement experience, which is, I think, very valuable for the Commissioner's Court. At this point in time, those are the couple of the real strong points of my background.
And how about what area of Denton County does Precinct 1 cover?
So it covers all the way from Sanger to Frisco and most of your northern cities. So it's the largest precinct within Denton County, and it's actually the fastest growing precinct.
Yeah, it is growing fast.
Yes, sir.
Okay, for those who may not know, what's the job of a county commissioner?
Mr. Weir, that's an excellent question. A lot of people don't understand what the county commissioner's positions are and the job responsibilities. And a few of the most important are taxes. We're over the roads and bridges. We're over the budgets, the budgetary purposes for all entities within the county. All your county buildings, your infrastructure, and a few other things that are obviously important, but that most citizens wouldn't even concern themselves with.
And the commissioners are responsible for the tax rate, setting the tax rate?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
All right, so you already mentioned some of those, but let me go into this. Your website mentions several topics on which you take positions. So let me begin with taxes and fiscal responsibility. What would you do as county commissioner?
Yeah, obviously taxes are extremely important to all citizens, and I will vow to keep the tax rate as low as possible. I think there's some areas that goes into the fiscally being responsible on how I do the budgetary things within the county. I'm a zero-based budget type individual, so I think with those that type of mentality, what we're able to do is spread our money more wisely and make sure that we're not having to tax our citizens to continue taking care of the future growth that we have. So increasing the taxes is something I would be absolutely against. There's a lot of ways that they shift numbers, if you will. They'll lower tax here and then they'll try to increase revenue in another area. And I don't like the what I call playing with the numbers type game. That's just not the way I operate.
So this is kind of all part of economic development.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And being the fastest growing precinct in the county, we have a lot of new revenue that's coming in. There's so many people moving this direction that our revenue will continue increasing without increasing taxes to our citizens that are currently here. Along with when we do the economic development, we have a lot of new businesses and restaurants that want to come in, and those are the people that we can obviously we'll see new tax dollars from as well.
All right, how about road improvement?
Another wonderful question. We've knocked over 25,000 doors within Precinct 1, and two of the most important things that we have heard from the voters is the taxes, obviously, that we just spoke about, and roads. I live in Sanger, so I'm in an unincorporated area, and the roads are in very poor condition. And that's one of the reasons that perked my interest of even figuring out what Commissioner does, and that was one of them. They're over the roads and bridges within Precinct 1. And a lot of the constituents here are very upset about the condition, not only of the lack of roads that we have, but the maintenance of the current ones we currently have. And so I will work very, very hard for the taxpayers to not only take care of the roads we currently have, but to also make sure that for the future growth that we have alternative options instead of using one highway that runs east to west. 380 is a perfect example. The people along that corridor are up in arms, and they absolutely have all the right in the world to be that way. It is a horrible design that's way behind where we should be. We're on what I would call the 2010 plan when Collin County's on the 2030 plan. And it's very obvious when you drive from Denton County into Collin County where it changes from our county to their county. And what I don't understand is, I don't understand it, why it's like that. And I think, in my opinion, it's because the commissioner that's just across the border has done a phenomenal job making sure that they're preparing for the future. And I think that we've done a poor job of that.
Okay, another topic you have is public safety. What would you do about that?
Yes, sir. So I have, with 18 years of non-paid law enforcement experience, which will be unique to the Commissioner's Court as well, I feel confident that I would work very well with whatever sheriff is elected. Obviously, it's Sheriff Murphy at this point in time. And there's a few areas that I think that we need to invest more money into our law enforcement itself. Not only do we need to look at the salaries we currently have in place for not only the law enforcement officers, but the detention officers, so we can retain more of these wonderful men and women. And but we also need to be able to recruit better. And I think that makes it a little bit more difficult when it comes to the financial standpoint of that. Obviously, having a strong law enforcement presence definitely will persuade the criminals, if you will, to go to another county or outside of ours. And that's what you're really trying to do, is make sure you take care of the people within. I think that there's a lot of things that occur within our county that our citizens aren't aware of, and human trafficking is a huge one. And I think that Tracy Murphy has done a wonderful job in so many facets, but I think he needs more resources. And the Commissioner's Court is who decides the amount of funding he gets for certain projects. And I think that there's quite a bit that we could do as citizens and as commissioners to make sure we support him better.
Yeah, I do believe public safety is the #1 job of government, and you know, the public has to feel safe to begin with, just to do their job regularly. So I agree with putting more resources into better quality of recruitment and keeping those officers around because their experience is valuable.
Well, yes, sir. And if you don't mind, I want to add to that. Training is a very important thing, and they do get a lot of training, but I think there's more training available. And again, it comes down to budgetary restraints.
Right.
And one of the biggest things that I think that we hear across the country is the mental state of a lot of individuals that we work with when it comes, or we come in contact with as law enforcement officers.
Let me quickly ask you, what do you believe? Why do you believe you can do a better job than your opponent, who's been in office for 11 years?
Yes, sir. That's a wonderful question. I think it's really simple. The current incumbent is a part-time county commissioner. He's also an attorney, and as an attorney, and that's what he owns as a law firm of his own. I was a business owner, and I put all my time into my own business. The reason I did is that's how I was able to make it successful. I would say that he has to put a lot of time into his own business. As an attorney, you have to not only get clients, prepare for court, you have to go to court. So there's a lot of preparation and a lot of involvement anytime you have to deal with clients when it comes to an attorney. So that takes away from the job as county commissioner. I personally will be doing this as a full-time job. This will be my one and only job. So what that amounts to is I'm going to be able to give the citizens 100% of my time for the $119,000 that we are paid to take care of the citizens.
All right, Ryan, we're wrapping up here because I'm getting the signals over there. So I'll just mention that your campaign website is www.ryanwilliamsfordenton.com. And your cell phone number, which you want people to have, is 940-287-3005. I want to thank you, Ryan, for being here, and good luck in the
Yes,
election.
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And thank you for watching.